Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer, and today we are going to talk about the concept of enemy of my enemy. Okay, so many of you are aware of the, let's just say, bad blood between B.M.T, Nicole Diaz, and myself. And you all know why. If you don't, then go ahead and leave something in the comment section. I'll give you a brief explanation of it. But I think most, if not all of you, already know. Anyway, so many people in the back alleys were asking me, why didn't you come out, for either side or any side? And the truth of the matter is, I don't, just because they're now enemies, that does not make either of them my friend in that regard. The enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend. My friend are my friends. Now, you're wondering, why did I bring this up if I'm not going to really just, pick a side in this issue? Why even talk about it? Well, I'm not going to talk about that issue. I'm going to talk about how this concept hurts black people. I think white people have really mastered the sophistication of alliances versus enemies. Um, or I should say, they're much better at it than most other groups, if not all. They really understand this concept, even though they came up with the term enemy of my enemy is my friend. They do not apply it all the time, and they do not apply it when it's not in their best interest. So, I give you examples. Say you have a superpower, right? The Roman Empire, the superpower of the time. So they go into undeveloped parts of Europe. Let's just say France, and they come across two tribes. Now, united, these two tribes could possibly defeat Rome. However, these are opposing tribes. These are two powerful Gallic tribes that hate each other. And Rome is the new kid on the block, the new kid from the south. So Julius Caesar walks into and speaks to one of the chieftains, doesn't really matter which one, and says, "You have an enemy. I will make that enemy my enemy. We have the same enemy. Therefore, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So join us, and we will defeat your enemy." And they do. The tribe does. The tribe joins with Julius Caesar and the Roman Republic, and, the newfound technology and the trained infantry, archery, and engineers and cavalry. They are able to defeat this enemy. And the people of the tribe that joined with Rome rejoices. And then Rome attacks them. They're weakened because they just, came off of a war. Rome was stronger than either individual tribe, however, was not stronger than the um, collection of the tribes. So then Rome attacks them. And once again, Rome is victorious. I'll give you another example. A bunch of Europeans go into Africa. Now, two or more tribes or groups or nations, whatever you want to call it, two cultures of people who are together for long periods of time are going to develop tension. Tension that has not been developed with people who just got there. You don't know these white people. Why do you hate them? They just got here. I have like a fucking Hatfield and McCoy situation going on, with these niggas over the creek. So, what does the European, let's just say the Portuguese, do? clearly they can't just take them by force. So they say, look, how about your tribe enters into a trade agreement with us? With it comes weapons and certain privileges, certain goods that you can use to strengthen your civilization over theirs and eventually annihilate their civilization. And that is a great deal, right? Because this guy came and his enemy is this tribe, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This white guy is my friend. Friendship. So they say, yes, I am going to take the deal. This is the best deal ever. I'll start off by selling some prisoners that I didn't know what the fuck to do with anyway. I was going to kill them. I was going to, arrest them at the cost to the nation, and I'm just feeding him and clothing him for forever. He's a murderer. He's a rapist. Society is better off without him. But instead of doing all that, why not make a profit? So you do. You get a couple of weapons, and you point it at the neighboring tribe, and this process goes on forever. And then the colonists come. About 300-400 years later, then the colonists come. But I thought you were my friend. And they are just laughing their ass off. Like, no, nigger, I am not your friend. I was the enemy of your enemy. And here's the fucked up thing. I was also the enemy of their enemy. Nigger. So that actually happened. That concept is not really applied properly. Just because somebody is the enemy of your enemy, it does not make them your friend. Because there's a new clash in YouTube, I did not develop any friends over it. That's not how I worked, ever. My friends are my friends. My enemies are my enemies. And the enemies of my enemies are either my friend, enemy, or indifferent. You don't change your status because of a rift between the two of you. And I'll give you a more recent example of how fucked up this philosophy is. And it was introduced to us by the people who uses it against us. They use it themselves, but in a more sophisticated way. When Persia attacked Greece, the Athenians, the Thessalonians, the Arcadians, the Spartans, I said Athenians. Damn, I'm missing a couple. Arcadians, Macedonians. Anyway, I'm not gonna name them. Actually, Macedonians are not in Greece, so never mind. But anyway, the tribe of Greeks come together, even though they had their individual strifes, the Peloponnesian Wars or what have you. Anyway, they come together against Persia. Now that is a good example of enemy of my enemy is my friend. So you really, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. You really just got to take a intelligent and sophisticated look at who you make your alliances with. Period. The last example I'm going to give, and this is the most recent one, and it still applies today, and it's a real fucking kick in the nuts, like a real hard kick in the nuts, and it's funny as hell every time I think about it, because it seems like most everybody else in the world goes on this enemy of my enemy is my friend philosophy. The most recent example of this, funny as hell, that I could think of. So you have black people, right? You have black people who are opposed to the white power, the oppressive white power structure. Let's even throw the word conservative power structure in there just for shits and giggles, they are oppressed by it. This is pre-civil rights, and fire hurls. God damn it! Hold on. All right, my bad. I don't know what the fuck that was. But you got fire hoses, lynchings, and all kind of fucked up bullshit going on during that time. So black people are opposed to it. And then a new group, you don't really know much about them, but they seem on the level and they have some political influence, and the fact that they're primarily white themselves seems like a plus. It's like a thumbs up. And this group is the feminist. It's the feminist. The feminist comes along and they say, hey Nick, hey black people, you Mandingo BBC person, you. So I hear you have an enemy. Well, guess what? We have an enemy too, which makes us friends. Now, they didn't say, excuse me? What do you mean? Just because we share an enemy, that doesn't necessarily make us friends. We can go against this enemy separately in our own way. We don't actually have to unite against this enemy. And we most certainly do not have to have strife between each other. We can be neutral. White supremacy can be your enemy. And it can be ours. We don't have to unite with you. But they did. They did. And what happened? White flag from white supremacy. In the form of, civil rights and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They basically gave black people what they wanted at the time. So, white flag from white supremacy. The alliance worked. Until feminism started attacking the black community. And here's what's fucked up. Here's the real fucked up part of this whole enemy of my enemy thing. This is going to kick you in the ass. They use the same concept against the black community. So the feminists went to white supremacy and said, hey, I see you have an enemy there. Well, you're the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And they allied against us. Black people. Black family structure. Title IX. Taking money away from taking provisions away that was due to the black community. All the food that was meant to be given to 14% of the population is now divided between 51 plus 65. It's divided 65 ways. You got fucked up. You got fucked up. Just like Julius Caesar in Gaul, you got fucked up. I'm not your friend just because I'm the enemy of your enemy, nigga. They got fucked up. So the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend thing is complete and total bullshit. It is complete and total bullshit. Select your friends and allies and enemies very carefully throughout life. Or else you will find yourself as fucked up as the black community is now. Feminism is still using white supremacy to fuck over black men. And whenever they can, they still draw from the black community to support their cause against the evil white patriarchy that is supporting them. Oh, the shit is just so fucked up. The shit is just so fucked up. So, people, just because you have a enemy of an enemy, it does not make them your friend. Especially if the enemy of your enemy is also your enemy. Like, it's just two fucking enemies. Deal with it. It sucks. Nobody wants to feel like they have two fucking enemies, but sometimes it's upon you whether you want to feel that way or not. Whether you want to be in that position or not. It is baffling, how this is going on. So yeah. So with that, I want to call it game over, and this is Game Changer 00100. Oh! Wait a minute. I forgot. B1. B1. What B1 is an attempt to create an enemy. Now, reasonably, for decades now, there has been little tension and hostilities between the races, black and white. Yeah, some shit pops off every now and again, and it's tragic, but reasonably speaking, things have been decent, you know, um, which is a good thing. But then you have a community on both sides that want to stoke the flames. And why do they want to do that? Because they want you as their friend. So you hear them online, B1, white supremacy, white devil, mayonnaise people, etc., etc., etc. These people are white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. They're your enemy. So, let's just say it works, and you make them your enemy. And then those people come to you and say, okay, well, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. We're your friend. We're your friend, you beta male coon. We're your friend, you educated lame. We're your friend. You're not even black. You see how that works? Are they actually your friend? I want y'all to really stop and think about stuff like that before you just go on this, understated, undersophisticated philosophy. The enemy of your enemy is not necessarily your friend. This is Game Changer 00100, and this time I'm really out. Game over.